What happens in the brain of a person in love? Did you know that falling in love has an effect on the brain as intense as using illicit drugs? It seems absurd, but science proves it. Being in love literally changes your brain chemistry. What happens when you look into the eyes of your loved one? Your brain starts releasing a powerful cocktail of dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. It's as if it's shouting, "This is amazing. Keep it up." Now, imagine that your racing heart, sweaty hands, and butterflies in your stomach are not just signs of nervousness. They are the direct effect of your nervous system going into action, trying to understand why you are so turned on. And there's more. The brain in love behaves like that of someone addicted to something that gives you pleasure. You think about the person all the time. You feel an almost desperate need to be close to them, and when you do, you feel an indescribable relief. No wonder they say that love is addictive. But falling in love is not just about chemistry. It activates brain areas related to reward, the same ones that motivate us to seek food, safety, and survival. That's why love can seem like a matter of life or death. Now, here's something surprising. Studies show that when we're in love, the brain deactivates areas related to critical judgment. That's right. That's why you can ignore the flaws of the person you love and see them as perfect. And what happens when the passion wanes? Well, the brain returns to normal, but the question that remains is this a bad thing? Or is it just the beginning of something even deeper? After all, true love may not be as explosive as passion, but it is what sustains long-lasting relationships. But here's a curiosity that few people know. When you fall in love, your brain starts to produce less serotonin, the same thing that happens in people with obsessive-compulsive disorder. This explains why you can't stop thinking about the person you love. It's almost as if the brain is saying, "Focus on this because it's important." Now, let's talk about the trust hormone, oxytocin. This chemical is released in high doses when you're close to the person you love, and it's what strengthens emotional bonds. That's why a simple hug can make you feel so safe and connected. But there's a curious detail. Falling in love also puts the brain into risk mode. You know that sudden courage to do something you would never normally do? This happens because the prefrontal cortex, responsible for making rational decisions, becomes less active. It's almost as if your brain is saying, "Forget about fear and go for it." And it doesn't stop there. Did you know that even your perception of time changes? When you're with the person you love, hours seem like minutes. This is because the brain is hyper-focused on absorbing every detail of that moment, as if it were too precious to be wasted. Now, here's a surprising fact. Studies show that the brain of a person in love becomes incredibly creative. That's why you might find yourself writing elaborate messages, creating romantic plans, or even imagining the future together. Falling in love awakens the most inventive side of your brain. But there is a side that almost no one talks about, the mirror effect. When we are in love, our brains synchronize with those of the person we love. This means that your emotions, your gestures, and even your speech patterns begin to align. It is as if, unconsciously, you are becoming one. And if you think that all this happens by chance, think again. The human brain evolved to make love an unforgettable experience, because, after all, it knows that this connection is essential for our survival as a species. Now, here is a final thought. Do we understand love as it really is? Or are we still deciphering the mysteries of this powerful force that moves the world? One thing is certain, each passion is unique, but the impact on the brain is always extraordinary. Have you ever felt your brain transform because of someone? Share your story in the comments.